Good morning, everyone. Once more, thank you very much for joining this webinar. And really appreciate your effort you've shown in the past few months for this year, 2020. We thank all our partners too that are joining and those that are going to join very soon. The basic of this webinar is actually for us to empower our partners. We want to empower our partners to sell. Even in this lockdown, our objective is for our partners to sell. So that is why we actually team this webinar as empower to sell. So, and what I want to assure you right now is that you just have to keep the hope alive. Even in this lockdown, we believe that we can actually make revenue in all our businesses. So let's have that positive mind in this lockdown. And also, I want to encourage every one of us to stay safe in this period. So, and before I proceed, I want to let you know that we have 2 sessions in this webinar. Myself and my colleague Amaka, the pre-sales team. So you all know me, anyway, I'm the channel sales manager for Tranter IT. So we're going to start this seminar by actually introducing Tranter IT to you. Tranter IT, you know as very well that it's a fast-growing IT company that is actually focusing in our support system, and at the same time have enough innovation going, and also technical team that are actually supporting various banks and the various is software actually focused on IT and service management, IT security management. So, and you know very well that Tranter IT and ManageEngine has this synergy relationship, and this has actually started in the last 6 years. So, and we know that Nigeria currently in Nigeria, Tranter IT is the sole distributor of ManageEngine solution in Nigeria. So, and we are actually done our best of activities in terms of sales and marketing to ensure that ManageEngine becomes an household name in Nigeria. And this actually was achieved through our sales and marketing activities that we've done. Also, introducing the channel network. We actually introduced this channel network in the last 3 years, and these are actually grown from 9 resellers when we started. Currently, in the last 3 years, currently we have about over 60 resellers in Nigeria. And also with this, it has actually increased the revenue. We've increased our reseller space in the last few years, and the revenue has actually grown in 2018, 2019, and even currently in 2020. So we have actually done well in the space of ManageEngine resellers. So that is why we at Tranter IT, we are actually welcome to empower our partners. We have to continue doing this to ensure that our partner get all the best they need in order to make sales at this period. And we are confident that we have the best of partners, we have the best of resellers out there that can actually do this. And this is what we as the distributor want to use as a means of contributing to this growth that we actually, enormous growth that we actually experience in the channel space. And also, we want to encourage all our partners that at this lockdown, we are actually behind you. We want to ensure that you sell. We have so many packages that is laid down for you in order for you to sell at this lockdown. So just in a few minutes, I'm going to introduce my colleague, Amaka. She's going to actually focus on the Desktop Central solution. We actually picked this solution, Desktop Central, because Desktop Central is one of the predominant requests or solution from our partners, and also is one of those solutions that every enterprise company will want to engage to get, because it actually helps in this period due to the lockdown, you know, you want to ensure that your endpoint, your computer, and the rest of it that you use for your IT tools, you want to ensure that all are in safe hand and all are secured. That is what Desktop Central is actually does to all the IT firms and also other enterprise companies. So I want to introduce Amaka. Currently, Amaka is the IT head. IT head is one of the IT pre-sales team in Tranter IT. But before I proceed, I would just want to introduce some of those things that we actually limelight. We actually have we got in the last few months. If you can see from my screen, we have like 4 resellers that are actually doing perfectly well right now. In no particular order, those resellers are actually doing very well. You can see I have a list of Techcam Technology, Community Consulting, Jaffa Technology, the Source Computer. We have other resellers that have actually done very, very well too. But we actually brought out this 4 of partners that have actually done distinctly well in the last 6 months. So we want to encourage you that we are actually behind you. We are actually having plan on what to do to ensure you make more sales in this period. And we also having want to ensure you that we are planning other incentive to actually encourage you to sell at this period. So what I want to say right now is that just sit back and relax, and you're going to have the best of time in this webinar. And also, I want you to use that the chat button. Just do that the chat button to type in whatever questions you actually you want to send to us. Then we can actually reply to your questions when we get to the Q&A session. So, Amaka, kindly proceed at this point for the.
Okay. Thank you, Henry. Good morning, everyone. My name is Angurika Umanozie. I'm the pre-sales technical engineer for Tranter IT. So I'll be presenting on Desktop Central as a tool for desktop management and mobile device management. So before I go through Desktop Central, I would like to make a brief introduction on what desktop management is all about with this example. So imagine a company that have at least 2,000 workstations, laptops and desktop, and 1,000 servers and 500 mobile devices in different locations and in different block of buildings. How are they going to manage, bring all those endpoints in one console to be able to manage them effectively? That's why desktop management tool is a very good tool for organizations in order for them to manage all those endpoints very well. And Desktop Central is one of those desktop management tools. So what is Desktop Central? Desktop Central is a ManageEngine application that is used to manage servers, laptops, desktops, smartphones, tablets from a central location. You don't necessarily need to be moving up and down, doing manual installations, going from one block to the other, or for organizations that have branch offices, you don't need to be traveling down to those branch offices to perform
Sorry about that. We are going to come up back shortly, and I think it should be a technical issue. So just in the next 1 minute, should actually join you back. Thank you.
So I'm sorry for the break. So as I was saying, we all know that we are in this pandemic period, and most organizations have advised their employees to be working from home. So, and during this period, Tranter IT have rocketed over 50% requests on Desktop Central because of what? Because of the remote control features that it has and the ability of the application to be able to manage the endpoint from a central location. You don't necessarily need to be shuffling between your house to the office to do some certain things, to perform some desktop management activities in your environment. From the comfort of your home, you'll be able to manage those endpoints very well. So, what are the business values of this solution? What are the value that your clients will get when they purchase this desktop central application in their environment? Number one, it increases productivity. How does it increase productivity? With desktop central application, you can be able to, from your comfort zone, as I've already explained, because of this pandemic and the fear of being infected with coronavirus, you can be able to remote into the workstations, into the server to be able to troubleshoot and to be able to fix any incident that might likely to occur in those systems. And it also gives you a collaboration tools whereby you can be able to chat, you can be able to voice call, video call with your with the end user to be able to resolve the issues. And also it helps manages your own device. It doesn't necessarily means that it manages only company devices. It enables BYOD, which is bring your own device, whereby once you bring your own device, you can be able to manage it using Desktop Central. It enhances network security. With It enhances network security. You know, systems needs to be up to date for your network to be secured, and security is very paramount in your client environment. So once your network is breached, your environment is no longer secured. And right now, cyber crimes has been increased exponentially over a decade now, and attackers are always on the look or always ready to penetrate into an environment through an unpatched systems. So it's always important for IT administrators, for IT managers to make sure that their systems are currently patched and they're up to date so that they'll be less vulnerable to attacks. So thereby it enhances the network security. Once your systems are up to date, once they are patched to the latest features, the security of your environment is guaranteed. So it enhances network security by making sure that your systems are up to date, and also by restricting some access to those systems. For example, restricting the USB port so that not all employees, not all end users will have access to the USB ports. Also, it manages distributed environment. For example, there are organizations that have different branches all over the country or all over Nigeria. Their head office might be in Lagos, and they will have different branches in Abuja, Port Harcourt, Calabar, and the rest. So Desktop Central brings all those location in one console. You don't necessarily need to buy different Desktop Central application for each location. You just need to onboard those location into the application, and you'll be able to manage it from a single control and from a central location. So it's also one of the business value is higher return of investment. With Desktop Central, you'll be able to save a lot of money with respect to operational costs. You don't need to be buying separate application for different management activity you want to perform on those desktop. For example, Desktop Central gives you the opportunity for you to have different features in one console. It brings every feature in one application. Instead of you wasting money trying to get different applications that will perform different activities, Desktop Central brought everything under one application. So it will help you to save cost and time also. It reduces training costs. How does Desktop Central reduce training costs? Desktop Central is very, very easy to implement, and it has a very user-friendly interface. You don't necessarily need to be very experienced or skilled when implementing Desktop Central. Unlike other applications whereby you have to study it very well, have some have some major understanding on how networking works. But with Desktop Central, you'll be able to, it has a very user-friendly interface, and it's very, very easy to navigate. And also, or as I've said earlier, they brought every feature in one umbrella. So you don't have to have a training for different feature for what you don't have trainings for different features. So with Desktop Central, every feature is under one umbrella, and you can just have a training for everything. And also, it's a very cost-effective applications with all those features available. With all those features available, it is very cost-effective and an affordable solution also. So how do you pitch Desktop Central to your clients? When you walk into an environment, who are you to meet to pitch the Desktop Central? Who are the key stakeholders, and who are the target audience and the target market? It's not everybody you just see that you pitch Desktop Central to. The target of market should be any company that has more than 20 endpoints. And as said earlier, endpoints include servers, laptops, desktop, mobile devices. Mobile devices doesn't just comprise of mobile phones, it also comprises of your tablet, your notepad, and the rest. So any company that has more than 20 endpoints can use Desktop Central. They need Desktop Central in their environment. And the key stakeholders or the influencers that you need to approach for them to buy Desktop Central are the chief information officers, the IT analysts, the IT managers, the system admins, and other delegations available in their organizations, other IT delegations available in their organizations. Okay, so when you walk into an environment, there are some questions the client asks whenever you pitch the solution to them. Though such likely questions include: how do you manage patches? How do the clients manage patches in their environment? how do they deploy softwares in their end user system? Do they need to do it manually, or do they need to do it automatically? Those are the questions, likely questions you might actually get. How do they upgrade their system, their operating system, from a lower OS to a higher OS? And in terms of security, how can they restrict USB access to users? The normal way of restricting USB users is by pushing group policy, but with group policy, you can't see the status. So they'll be like, how do they know how many users that the policy have been pushed to their systems? And in terms of security also, tracking mobile devices are very necessary, because most employers make use of mobile devices, either being issued by the organizations and or their own personal mobile devices for an office use. So how do you track those mobile devices? And also you get some questions such as, in terms of inventory, in terms of monitoring your assets, it's not every organization that knows the number of assets that they have in their environment. So how do they take count of all those assets in their environment? And when generating reports also, does Desktop Central give them a proper reporting, or how do they generate those reports and how? These are the likely questions you might get when you approach the client when pitching the Desktop Central application to them. So with the questions they've already asked, those are the problems. So the Desktop Central have a solution to all those problems by going through the features, which include patch management. With patch management, you can be able to make sure that your systems are always up to date. You can to make sure that your system always picks the latest updates being released by their OEMs, so that your network will be very secured and your environment too. So, and it offers this feature called Test and Approve. This is one of the features that Desktop Central has and other applications doesn't have. It helps you to test your patches before rolling it out to the production environment. And this is very necessary, because once you didn't test your patches, a downtime might occur, and it will bring it will make your organization or the client's place to not be productive. So testing of patches is very paramount for you to be able to perform effectively. For installing softwares, Desktop Central gives this feature, which is called software deployment, whereby you can be able to push or roll out softwares to multiple systems. You don't necessarily need to be going from one block to the other or from one system to the other for you to be able to install a software. All you just need to do is just to get that particular software which you want to roll out, onboard it on Desktop Central, and push it out to as many computers as possible. So in terms of taking count of your inventory, knowing the number of hardware, knowing the number of software in your environment, asset management feature is the solution to that problem. Asset management feature gives you the total number of hardware, the total number of software in your environment. It's not just the count, to also give you the details of those hardware and software. And such details include, for hardware, you can get the hard disk space, you can get the RAM size, you can also check the MAC addresses and the IP addresses of a computer. All those necessary things that you need to do manually on the laptop, you can from Desktop Central see all those details. And for software also, you can actually see the number of software you are using in your environment. And in terms of you monitoring the usage of the software, Desktop Central has this feature called software usage, whereby you can be able to take usage of each software. For example, you got a license for Microsoft, and you rolled it out to your end user to be making use of them. But with Desktop Central, you'll be able to know how many users are using that application, so that it will actually give you an insight, to make you to take an informed decision to know whether that application needs to be licensed again, needs to be licensed when it has expired. So it's for informed decisions. And also it comes with a feature also called configurations and tools. What does configurations and tools do? It will help you in terms of restricting USB access, in terms of printer sharing, changing wallpapers. You can be able to configure all those things from there. You don't necessarily need to be doing them manually or maybe using group policy. With Desktop Central, once you've configured it, you can also see the status of the configuration from your dashboard. Then one of the tedious tasks in desktop management is upgrading a computer from a lower OS to a higher OS operating system. So it's very, very tedious task, and it also takes time. But Desktop Central has made everything possible, and it has made it easier for IT admins to be able to roll out newer OS to systems. All you just need to do is just to image a system, capture an image, then know the number of computers you want to upgrade or onboard them to that application, and just roll out the operating system. And the OS and the system will get those operating systems that you rolled out. It makes everything easier, and it will make you to also perform your work effectively. Then another feature in which Desktop Central have in terms of troubleshooting, for example, that we are now in pandemic period, now we are now in pandemic period. Everybody's at home at their comfort zone, working to make sure that ends meet. It gives you this feature of remote control that you can be able to remote into the systems whenever an incident occurs or whenever you want to perform any activities on those endpoints. It has a remote control features and a collaboration feature also, whereby you can chat, you can also video call, you can also voice call with your end users. It also gives you the audit and reports feature, whereby you can generate different kind of audits, generate different kind of reports for your use. It also manages mobile devices. It helps you track your mobile devices to know the current location of your mobile devices. It also helps you to monitor or manage the kind of application those mobile devices have, because most devices, mobile phones, have company data in them. You can be able to restrict the kind of data that passes through that the user have in those mobile devices. And also in terms of security management, as I've said earlier, it helps you to restrict USB and patches, also make sure that your patch is up to date. So those are the features of Desktop Central, and it's already solved the earlier question that clients might likely ask. It's already solved those problems. So those are the features of Desktop Central. So when you go into a client environment, it's not just all about pitching the solution to them. They will be like, how is it being licensed, and does it have different editions? So Desktop Central is being licensed by the number of endpoints, and endpoint means desktop, laptops, servers, mobile phones, and the rest. It's being licensed based on the number of endpoints and the number of administrators, people that will manage the applications. And it is available in free edition, professional edition, enterprise edition, and UEM edition. UEM means Unified Endpoint Management Edition. This is the highest edition that Desktop Central have, and each edition have different features. It's not the feature that free edition has that the professional edition have. It depends on what the client wants and how they want it before you can be able to say, okay, it's this edition that will work best for you. So I'll hand over to Henry to continue with the rest of the presentation. And at the end of this webinar, you'll be able to get some documentations on Desktop Central for you to fully understand how the features or the functionalities of the application. And please, if you have any question regarding to Desktop Central, you can drop it at the comment section below so that I will attend to it. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you, Amaka. That's a lovely one. I hope we actually got what Amaka shared with us in as regards what Desktop Center can actually do. If you have any comments or questions, just drop it. I'll actually going to attend to all the questions that is actually sent to us here. So thank you once more, Amaka. Thank you very much. So now I'm going to take the level of engagement with clients in no particular order. So I just want to, this is just like the normal way. If you're pitching to your client, these are the process that you're going to go through. You understand? So not making this as a yardstick, but in an ideal situation, this is what the normal process you're going to go through when you want to pitch the Desktop Central to your client. So first of all, you are going to send a proposal. So, and the proposal that talks about Desktop Central. And why I actually understood that once an IT manager knows more about Desktop Central, probably he has bought Desktop Central in his former company. You might not need this proposal, but in an ideal situation, this is the first level of engagement that you're going to give to you're going to show to your client. You send a proposal on Desktop Center to your client. We actually have that. You can reach out to me that you need a proposal to share to your client. You can do that. So then your client goes through this proposal. Then the next level is demo. He wants to see how it works, how Desktop Central works. And once we have a demo, you can actually demo Desktop Central on the web with your client. Once that is done, and the client is actually satisfied, so the next level of engagement, he has to deal with the deregistration. So this is very, very important because one, Tranter IT.com, click on the deregistration button, register the opportunity that you are actually pitching to your client. Once that is done, then I get a feedback from my end that, okay, this partner has actually engaged the client A on Central, so that when any other reseller is coming for that same opportunity, I can actually let them know that someone is already engaging the client on Desktop Central. And this is actually helping us to avoid conflict. Though we cannot do without conflict in the channel space, but at least we can actually limit the conflicts that we encounter while selling to our clients. So the next level of engagement will be commercials. When I mean commercials is that you reach out to the kind of channel manager to get a questionnaires. We have questionnaires for all ManageEngine solutions. So, and for you to pitch to your client to the level of demo and you register your deal, the next level will be commercial. The client will want to know how much will it cost me to get a Desktop Central solution based on what endpoint I have in my environment. So you can actually get this by getting the commercial, the questionnaire. I have questionnaire for all solutions. So once this is sent to your client, it will help the client to know what they actually want. You can actually get the best of what the client wants. So once the client can be able to fill the questionnaire, then you can ascertain the number of endpoints that the client have in his environment. So once that is ascertained, we can generate a quote and send to you. Then you can send to your client. So with the questionnaire that you send to us, you can actually use to proceed to the next level. The next level of engagement is POC. So before we engage a client on any POC, we want to know the number of endpoints he or she has in their environment. So once we have gotten the questionnaire, we already know that. So we can now proceed with our technical team to send the requirement for POC. Once that is done, and the customer had a feel of what desktop center is, then the next level is payment or issue of PO. That's the next level. Once that is done, then you go to deployment. Then that is the live, the live deployment of desktop center in the client environment. So this live deployment might not actually be that tedious because we have actually proceeded with POC before the live deployment. So once that is done, so the client will not have any issues. We have resolved all the issues that the client might encounter while using the center, while they are using doing the POC. So once deployment is done, we want to encourage our partners, just as we Tranter IT do to our clients, we do health check. We go back to our clients to ensure that they are actually getting maximum use of what the solution they have bought. Because if the client is not actually getting the maximum use of the solution they've bought, they might not want to renew the account when it gets to the anniversary year. So it's important for you as a partner that have sold a particular solution to a client to go back and check and ask if there's any issue. If it's something that requires Tranter IT technical team to go in the environment and assist, we can actually do that. But if it's something that you can actually do, it's important that you go back because the same client is going to reach out to you for renewal when it gets to the anniversary year. So when the client is actually satisfied with the solution you have sold and is okay and is happy with the solution, the next level of engagement will be cross-selling. Cross-selling. You can cross-sell ManageEngine solution with other solutions. We have SDP, Service Desk Plus. You can cross-sell this solution with Desktop Central. So it is only when the client is actually happy, is satisfied with what you've sold, that is when you can actually pitch cross-selling of the solution to the client. So it's important that we don't just, what I noticed about every one of us is that we just sell a particular solution in a client environment and we just forget about it. It's now your client. You are now the owner of that account. You can push other opportunity, push ManageEngine opportunity, push other opportunities to the client. SDP, we have SDP, we have we have a manager. We have so many ManageEngine solutions that is you can actually pitch to your client. So can you hear me? So that's what we actually are trying to ensure that we do, right? As partner, we sold a particular solution with a client, and we just want to relax. That's not what is advisable. We have sold a good solution. We can actually go back to the client and see if we can push another solution so that we can get more values, share more values with the client, and also get more revenue. So I would just want to tell you what material we have available for our partners. We have solution books, ManageEngine solution books. We have data sheets. We have flyers and brochure. We have demo link. Like I said, you want to demo ManageEngine solution, reach out to me. Reach out to me. when you want to get the demo link, I will share it with you. You can actually go through the videos on ManageEngine. I can share that with you. We have proposals for all solutions. You want to send Desktop Central to your client, reach out to the So we're going to move on to the next session, which is the Q&A session. And from what I've seen so far in this session is how do you rate Desktop Central with other competitors' value proposition? That's from Mr. Olamide Ojerinde. So Amaka, I want to hand over this to you. Hello, Amaka.
Okay. So for your questions, I've been seeing some questions here, and I've been replying to some. So if you have any questions or any clarifications that you need to make, you can actually throw the questions on the comment section so that I can attend to it. So I can actually see one. Can deployment be on-premise or cloud as the situation warrants? Yet Desktop Central has on-premise and is available on-premise, and also for cloud is available. And with Desktop Central, you can actually have those features can have a separate application. So for example, for the patch management, if you pitch a solution to the client and the client just wants only the patch management module, there's a solution called Patch Manager Plus where you can be able to, and it also have on-premise and on-cloud, so it's available on-premise and on-cloud. Okay, another one is, can we have a comparison matrix of Desktop Central with other Mancy tools like TeamViewer? Okay, I'll try as much as possible to provide the comparison document for that. It will be sent to you after this webinar. It will be sent to you after this webinar. Then another question is, does the video calling features come integrated as part of the solution? Yes, it comes integrated with the solution. You don't need to actually integrate it with a third-party solution. All you just need to do is to enable some ports. There are some ports that need to be enabled in your network. So with those ports open, we can be able to voice call and video call with the application. And it also comes with a patch management module, because from what I'm seeing here, someone asked, does it come with the patch management module? Yes, it comes with the patch management module as part of the package. It comes with patch management module, software deployment, inventory management, OS deployment, remote control, tools. It comes also with mobile device management. And which mobile OSs are supported and versions? It supports both Support Android OS, Windows OS, iOS OS, and Chrome OS. It supports those 4 operating systems. And it supports Android 7 also. And there are many security features that MDM have, such as remotely wiping out data when your mobile device is stolen, tracking the device, um, trying to remote into the device. It have that feature also. It have all those features also.
Okay, I got a question from Mr. Chimezie. How can we receive this document? Okay, so I'm going to share this document to you via mail. Immediately after this webinar, I'm going to share it with you. And also, my question is I saw a question from Otimi. Okay, I can't really get the.
Yes, I can see a question from Bonnie. Can you log the ability of the end user? Yes, you can log the ability of the end user to be able to change settings on their mobile device. You can perform all those with MDM feature, the mobile device management feature.
Okay, Rotimi, I just saw, I got your question. You said, can you send to our emails the proposal sample and solution books, a soft copy? Yes, I can actually do that. Just drop a mail requesting that. I will send it to you. But on this slide today, I'm going to share it with everyone. So whatever you need, probably the proposal or a data sheet, just drop a mail to me. Then I will share it with you. Okay, Amaka. I have this question from Olamide. How do you rate Desktop Central with other competitors? Value proposition, most asset management solution have most of these features.
Rating Desktop Central with other competitors, according to GAT 3 desktop management tools, and their competitors features that SCCM Desktop Central have that SCCM doesn't have. For example, in patch management, they don't have the feature of testing your patches to test and approve patches. And also, SCCM doesn't patch third-party applications. It's mostly for Microsoft applications. But with Desktop Central, you can be able to patch both Microsoft and third-party. So according to the rating, Desktop Central is one of the top 3 desktop management tools available in the market. And also, Olumide asked if it is agentless or agent installed on endpoint. Yes, you need an agent on your endpoint for you to be able to manage those endpoints effectively. You need to install an agent on them before you can be able to manage it. Because without those agents, you won't be able to communicate with those endpoints, and management will not exist. For the licensing, it can be either be licensed based on subscription model or perpetual model. It depends on what the client wants. It depends on what the client wants. So it is available in both options, in both models.
I also saw there's a question here. I would also like to have a class 5 estimate for the solution. Let's say for 5 to 10 endpoint for a start. So Amaka. So, Mr. Adeni Ilawan, I want to, what I will do is that I'm going to share a code for 50 to 100 endpoints with you immediately after this webinar. I'm going to share it with you. But kindly indicate what edition, because Desktop Central has various editions. We have the Enterprise, we have the UAE, we have the Professional Edition, and also the license mode. Is it a subscription license or a perpetual license? That's very, very important. Amaka, I have a question from Sheya Ino. Question is the security feature in Desktop Center, can it provide network admission control?
For the network access control, according to the question being asked, it's Desktop Central is not a network access control software. It's not a network access control software.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's not a network access control software. It's purely for desktop management. But there are some let's call it some features that you can get, such as configuring your mobile or devices to connect to a particular network. So those are the things you can get from there. But for the in-depth of network access control, it doesn't offer you that.
So I'm still going through the chat button to see if there's any other questions. So I guess we've been able to treat all the questions that is actually sent here. Okay, I just saw a question from Rotimi. Okay, Amaka, there's this question from Rotimi Teller. He said, I saw this picture, monitoring software usage statistics.
Okay.
More?
For software usage, Desktop Central can actually give you that statistics to actually show you the number of users making use of a particular software. You can actually get that feature from Desktop Central in the inventory management. It's part of the inventory management feature.
Okay, we still have a few time for little questions, so we're still waiting for a question from our audience. So after a little while, if we didn't get any questions, we might want to end this webinar. Okay, I think there's a question here from Adeni Ilawan. I would also like to have a class. Okay, I think that has been treated. Okay.
I saw a question here. What if the agent is not compatible? Like how? The agent from Desktop Central is actually compatible with most of the operating systems because from experience, we've deployed a lot of Desktop Central with different organizations, and the agent is very compatible with their environment. So agents are very compatible.
Okay, hear me. I got your response. You said you needed a share that with you immediately after this webinar. Okay, at this point, I think we have to end this webinar. So I want to thank you so much for actually taking your time to take part in this webinar on Desktop Central. It's actually one of the solutions that every enterprise in the industry wants to get. But if you actually want to get more understanding about what Desktop Central does, you can reach out to me, and I will share more light on that, and I will share some documents with you. And also, once more, I want to apologize for the delay in the timing of the webinar. So actually, due to a technical challenge that we had here, so we promise that will not actually happen again. Not part of us. So I want to actually encourage us to join in the next webinar that will be coming. The next webinar will be on the 30th of this month, and that will be on AD solution. So you want to know what AD's self-service plus can actually do. We have big organizations using that solution. I want to mention their names, but this is a solution that any organization that want to manage their AD, we definitely want to get. So we also have another webinar that is coming up in July 14. That's going to be on Doc 360. Doc 360, that's on security. And during this lockdown, we want to ensure that all our endpoints are actually secured. So that's the basic why we are actually introducing this webinar to our partners, and also for us to sell some important solutions at this point of time where we are actually experiencing this pandemic. So these are the solutions that you can actually push to your client that they want to listen to you. So once more, I want to thank every one of us for taking time in this webinar. Yeah, as we said earlier, we're going to share this slide with every one of us that actually participate, and also this webinar is actually recorded. You can share that with you too. And if you have any other understanding, you can actually ask if you have any question. You can share that with me directly, and I will just. So you can see from my screen right now, we have the solution book data sheet, flash, demo link, overview of the videos, proposal samples, solution selling link, and the registration portal. All this will be shared with you after this webinar. So, and this demo link actually going to be on Desktop Central. So if you need other assistance for other solution, I can actually share that with you. So once more, I want to thank you for taking time to participate in this webinar. We want to assure you that with special grace of God, we are going to come out of this pandemic, and we want to ensure that you have of a very great interest in our mind. So we want you to ensure that you keep safe in this period. We believe that we are going to surmount this pandemic. It has been done before. We're going to surmount it. Safe and while selling our ManageEngine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.